Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I have a guest on from West Georgia Health, and also I have on a guest from Troup County Saddle Club. So stay tuned in just a moment for those interviews. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a guest on again from West Georgia Health System. I have on Dr. Ashley Stewart, a surgeon who specializes in women's breast cancer. Dr. Stewart, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, not only welcome to the show, but I also want to welcome you to the community because I understand that you are a newcomer to our community.
I am. We moved in February to LaGrange to set up here after being in Alabama for our career before that.
All right. Well, what do you think of our little city so far?
Oh, we love the city. It's beautiful. We love the town. We love the town square and the art museum and all the things that you have. And it was just, we didn't think about it too long. We were here the minute that we checked it out.
Well, very good. We're very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Very happy to have you part of our West Georgia Health System and providing the services that you provide, specializing in women's breast cancer. But let me just ask you a couple of questions because I know it's always interesting to sit down with a doctor because like Dr. Phil, ask Dr. Phil, right? Tell us a little bit about some of the health services, breast health services that are offered there at West Georgia Health.
West Georgia Health has a great initiative for women's health. They have built a beautiful facility called the Women's Health Center. It's located next to the hospital in a house. It was a doctor's house at one time, and they have renovated it. It's beautiful inside, and it's been made into radiology suites and patient rooms, and it's sort of a one-stop shop for women, especially for breast health, and you can go and get an exam and radiology if you need it, biopsies if you need it, and you don't have to go all over the place, to get those things done. So they've one of the things that drew me here is their commitment to women's health and specifically breast health with that facility.
Okay, well, very good. When we're talking about our health system out there, I noticed that it has grown tremendously. The expansion took place, I guess, kind of guesstimate about 4 or 5 years ago.
Right. My understanding was about 2006 or so they started to expand.
That's right. So, you have the wing there, the birthing wing, I guess it is.
Yes, it's beautiful. The South Tower, I think is what you're talking about,
Absolutely.
and it's beautiful too.
Absolutely. And thank God I hadn't had to have do doctor services at the end of the hospital, but I think a lot of people that go out there, they pleasantly surprised and pleased with the services that they're rendered there too. But before I go on, I also want to just kind of mention, you were saying that you all just moved here. Your husband is also a doctor too.
He is a plastic surgeon, and he is based both here and in Noonan. He's with a group called Advanced Aesthetics. So there was not a plastic surgeon here at the time that we were considering this move, and he thought that he could really bring something to the community with that. So he does plastic surgery, which also includes reconstruction after a breast cancer, and that's one of his specific interests, as well as all forms of plastic surgery. But he has a specific interest in that as well.
Well, very good. Again, we're just very happy and very fortunate to have both of you all here in our community. So we definitely hope that you'll continue to enjoy it. Let me ask you, a lot of times when women talking about breast cancer and things of that nature, I think anytime you hear the word cancer, it's just frightening, no matter what type of cancer it is. What are some of the guidelines or some of the things that women can do to maintain a good health?
Maintain good health? Well, prevention is always better than treatment of a disease. In breast cancer, what you want to do is detect something early or detect a problem before it gets out of control. So for breast health, the guideline is to have a baseline mammogram at age 40, and that is for an average risk person. And by average risk, I mean someone who does not have a history of cancer in their family, has not had abnormal biopsies themselves, and doesn't have, having children helps to prevent against breast cancer. Having children early on in life helps to prevent against breast cancer. These are some of the questions that we ask. So as long as you're an average risk person, 40 is the age. If you had a first degree relative with a breast cancer, you'd want to get it earlier, but 40 is the baseline. And other things that need to be done, women specifically need to get colonoscopy at age 50. That should be your first colonoscopy for an average risk person. And then regular checkups with an OBGYN for pap smears. years.
Okay, well, very good. Now, when you say you use the term baseline, help me to understand what you mean by baseline. Is at the age 40, get a baseline.
Get a baseline.
What does that consist of?
A mammogram there's a screening mammogram type and a diagnostic mammogram, and we're talking about a screening mammogram at age 40. Okay. That mammogram would be seen by a radiologist, and they would, if there was any question at all, anything that looked not perfectly normal, they may refer you to a surgeon or may get additional mammograms just to check out and see that if it's real or something that just showed up on the picture, if it needs to be investigated further. But the baseline mammogram, assuming that it's normal, would just be a screening mammogram at age 40. And it should be repeated every 1 to 2 years for the rest of your life.
All right. And I noticed there's some things, watching television and having doctors come on the show, there are things that women can do in their home to kind of self-examination.
Yeah, self-examination is always a good thing. But when it comes to having it doesn't supplant a mammogram. I always tell my patients that if we put together all of these things, a mammogram, self-exams, an exam by a surgeon, and possibly ultrasounds, biopsies, etc., we almost never are going to miss a breast cancer. You never say never, but almost never if we put all of those things together. So self-exams are always a good thing to do, and I tell people to do them, but they don't take the place of a mammogram and being seen by a doctor. Okay,
well, very good. Let me ask a question, because I know my grandmother, and I know the viewing audience perhaps have heard me mention this time and time again. My grandmother, who's 95 years of age, had a mastectomy, I'm going to guess now about 15 years ago, is in great health.
Yes.
Great health.
Most people in this day and age, the technology regarding breast cancers has advanced to such a degree that most people who are diagnosed with a breast cancer don't die of breast cancer. If you're diagnosed at stage 1, your chances of surviving that breast cancer are well over 95%. So that's part of getting regular mammograms. You want to catch something early because catching it early is your best chance.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Well, that was going to lead into my next question. How treatable? And you just said
treatable? Breast cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in women. It's still the #2 cause of death, cancer death in women. Lung cancer is #1. But if it is caught early, and that is stage 1 or stage 2, the chance of survival is well over 90%. And stage 1 is well over 95%. But as you get into the later stages, 3 and 4, the chance of survival goes down to 70 and 50 respectively. So you want to catch it early because there's a steep curve, as it advances.
And you're talking about that, and we're talking about how it's very treatable if early detected. We talked about the fact that mammograms are so important, I guess, coupled with the other things, self-exams and all the other things. Now, if by chance a woman receives an abnormal mammogram, what are her next steps?
That's a great question. Abnormal mammograms, 80% of the time, will not turn out to be a cancer. But the next step, if you receive an abnormal mammogram, is for a surgeon, like me, to do an exam of your breast. Because, like I say, mammograms are not everything. They don't tell us everything. In fact, a mammogram, 9% of the time, 9% of cases of breast cancer, the mammogram was negative. So any abnormality at all is checked out by a surgeon. Now, once that exam is done, the surgeon will assess whether other steps need to be taken. And those can include, but not be limited to, an ultrasound to look at the abnormality in a different way, possibly a biopsy. In some situations, I ask people to come back in a month or 3 months and we'll check it out again. We'll go through it all again, see if anything changed. But the most important step after an abnormal mammogram is to get an exam by a qualified physician, like a surgeon. And then you and that surgeon will decide together which is the best thing for you to do. A lot of times it's just to get another exam in just a month or so, but a biopsy never hurts, especially if you can see it under ultrasound or under a mammogram, because then we know almost for sure that that it's not going to be anything. And like I say, 80% of the time, it does not mean that you have a cancer. It just means that we need to check a little further.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, it's so important that, you know, you said, you know, where you guys are located. Now, just in the event that someone wanted to contact you, because it's great information, you're new to the community, if someone wanted to contact you, how could they do that?
Okay, I am at West Georgia Surgery. I'm part of the West Georgia Physicians Group that's associated with West Georgia Health. Our office number is 706-880-7321.
Okay, all right. And you know, a lot of times when we're talking about cancer, again, and thank God, you know, we have the physicians on hand, like yourself and all the other very trained individuals that help capture these things. And I think, correct me where I'm wrong, I think a lot of times cancers may start out and then they start to grow. Is that how they kind of mutate?
They do. Cancers, everybody's tumor is almost as individual as each person, and some cancers grow quickly and some grow slowly. Breast cancer tends to grow fairly slowly, and once it reaches a centimeter in size, it's probably been there for, you know, a year at least. But the next thing that happens is, as it grows, and it will spread to the lymph nodes, generally under the arm, and as it spreads even further than that, it'll go to brain, spine, the spinal column, the bones in the spinal cord, and that's generally how it goes. Now, everybody's a little bit different about the speed at which it grows, the aggressiveness, and how quickly it does that, but usually it takes a fair amount of time, at least a year, and that's why we get a mammogram every year.
Well, great. Well, Dr. Stewart, I want to thank you very much, and once again, I want to welcome you to the community.
Well, thank you.
Great information. Again, for those that may want to contact you, you gave your information, and hopefully we can get you back on the show again.
Wonderful. I'd love to.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have on a guest from the Troup County Saddle Club, the secretary, Nancy Hale. Nancy, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, and I know that you all are very instrumental in the community, and we're here to talk a little bit about the Saddle Club, and we also want to talk about an event that you all have coming up, which is going to be the 4th Annual American Cancer Society Benefit Trail Ride. That's a mouthful. It
is, and we're so proud to sponsor that.
Well, great. You know, I've seen the horses in the Christmas parade, and I think you all have been a part of the Christmas parade for a number of years, and very instrumental, as we stated, in the community by raising funds for the American Cancer Society. But before we get started talking about the ride and everything, Nancy, talk a little bit about the Troup County Saddle Club for us.
Okay. In 1984, the current Troup County Saddle Club was established. Before then, it was the LaGrange Pony Club, I believe, out on Tiva Road. But we have 178 members at this time, which is about 70 families. We are very child-oriented. We love to see the kids ride. We have a monthly ride. We meet monthly. We have a lot of things going on. Of course, this is the time of year to get out and enjoy the great outdoors on horseback.
That's right.
And this is one of our benefits. We have a fun show from the first Friday in April through the first Friday in November to raise funds for the club, and it's just to get a lot of people involved. It's just a fun activity, family oriented. We hold it out at the arena at Pine Road Park, and anyone's welcome to come. It's not just for members. It's just a fun event. We have concessions. Last year, doing concessions at the rodeo, we were able to raise enough money to give the Tri-County Special Olympics equestrian team $1,000 to be able to help them with expenses to the Special Olympics that were held in Perry, Georgia in August. We try to get involved in civic activities. We help with the West Point Lake Coalition cleanup. We picked up 75 bags of trash along the shores of Pine Road Park last year, and we look forward to doing that again this year.
Well, very good. Let me ask you, said it was like 178 members now. Are your members primarily from Troup County, or is it like a regional thing? How are the members, or where are the members mainly from?
Mostly from Troup County.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe that many people have horses in the area, but there are a lot, and that's just what we have in common. We love our horses, we love riding, and like I said, we really love to see these kids get involved.
Well, very good.
We have also been helping participate and helping sponsor some events at the arena for other organizations. There's a event coming up this Saturday out there that several of us will be participating in. We bring our horses and let children that have never been around horses see them and touch them and ride them, and that's just a blessing. Just to see a child's face that has never been around a horse before, and they get up in that saddle and just
brings chill to you. It looks like that. Well, let's talk a little bit about the 4th annual American Cancer Society Benefit Trail Ride that's coming up. When is that going to be held, Nancy? And how can people get involved?
That will be held April the 21st.
All right.
It'll be a week from Saturday, and we're just really thrilled to have it out at Liberty Hill Christmas Tree Farm. It's a fantastic facility out there. It's at 235 Liberty Hill Road. It'll be $25 per rider, adult rider. It'll be $10 for a child rider, 15 or under.
Okay.
We provide lunch for paid participants. We'll have a silent auction. We'll also have a raffle this year. We have found a lady that just makes these beautiful hand-beaded headstalls, and it will come with Mikado reins and a bit, and it's a $200 value that we will be raffling for $5 a ticket.
Okay.
I also believe that Liberty Hill Hunting Preserve has donated a hunting trip for 2 that's like a $500 value that will be in the silent auction. And we have a lot of different, it's not just horse related items, there's pictures, jewelry. I understand we have some cakes that are being donated for the raffle, and it'll be a real good event. Even if you can't ride, come out and maybe buy or bid on something at the auction.
Absolutely. Now let me, and Nancy, all of these things, the raffle, the ride and everything, it all goes to benefit the American Cancer Society. Is that correct?
All the profits, after we provide everything, all of the profits raised this day will go to the Troup County chapter of the American Cancer Society. We work with Lynn Howard.
Okay.
And yes, every bit of it goes to the Cancer Society. And we started this after we had some beloved members pass away due to cancer, and wanted to do something in their memory, and we've just kept doing it. It's just such a wonderful benefit, and it's our participation in the community.
Okay, so here you are at your 4th annual thus far. Now we talked about it's going to be held out at Liberty Hill. And what's the time? What's the start time, Nancy?
Registration will start at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and the first ride will ride out at 10. They'll ride for about 2.5 hours, come back to the trailers for lunch, which we're providing, and then there's an afternoon ride for anybody that wants to stay and ride the afternoon. There is primitive camping available if anybody wants to come, and people love to camp out and sit around the campfire. But you need to let us know. Contact Tommy Wood if you would like to camp, because he needs to be there. And he don't want to go camp by himself if nobody's going to go.
That's right.
And he can be contacted at 706-302-9894.
Okay, all right, and that's if you want to camp out. Okay, very good. So you got the silent auction, you got the registration, you told about the cost per rider there, the location. Now, you know, during the summertime we might have, you know, a beautiful day today, rainy day the next day. in the event of rain, do y'all have a makeup day, Nancy?
Yes, we hope it's going to be beautiful that day because we got rained out last year.
Okay.
The rain date is May the 19th, which will put it off about a month.
Oh, okay. All right. Very, very good. Be held the same location, everything,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So again, this is the 4th annual American Cancer Society Benefit Trail Ride. Now, how long is the trail itself, Nancy? Do you know approximately how long is the trail? I mean, about a mile, mile and a half?
Oh no, 2.5 hours. It's going to be a good 12 miles.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And it'll cross several adjoining people's property up there that we've gotten permission to cross, and be dirt roads and woods.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. And, you know, we're hoping that the weather is beautiful because, you know, I too would like to come out and ride, to see horses and just admire them, you know, their great beauty and everything. But again, it's for a very worthwhile cause. And each year you all participate in the Christmas parade. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, we love the Christmas parade. We provide a little hayride for the non-riders. There are some horses that just aren't suitable for the parade. A lot going on in the parade,
Right.
So the ones that do participate and ride horseback, you know, are usually very well mannered. This year, I think we had about 28 riders and about 15 on the wagon that we pull, the little float. But when you see the horses, when you're riding and kids on the side of the street, oh look, it really is a great experience, and we enjoy doing that.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. Well, again, we're talking about the 4th annual American Cancer Society Benefit Trail Ride that's being sponsored by the Troup County Saddle Club, and Nancy gave out the contact information if anyone is interested in coming out, riding, or either purchasing a raffle ticket. They can come out and do that. And again, this is going to be held on April 21st, 2012, 9 o'clock starting time, and ride begins at 10 o'clock. Is that correct, Nancy?
Correct.
All right. Well, Nancy, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing this information. I'm hoping that you all have a beautiful day that day and have a number of those 178 members come out and ride that day for a great cause.
Can I share one more little
can.
piece of information? We are kind of housed at Pine Road Park North. It's on the north side of Highway 109. And the Troup County Parks and Recreation is working with us and doing a lot of improvements out there. We were limited to parking, and we want to hold this event there to show off what is being done out there. But with the improvements being going on at this time, we moved it to Christmas Tree Farm, the Liberty Hill, and we appreciate them allowing us to come. But we do look forward to all improvements and having events out at Pine Road Park.
Okay, so very good. So, and I haven't been out there in a while, but I do understand there's a number of changes that have taken place there. So
yes.
Hopefully next year you all will be there at the Pine Road Park, right?
Yes.
All right, well, very good. Well, Nancy, thank you for coming on and sharing this information with us, okay?
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from West Georgia Health, Surgeon Dr. Ashley Stewart, also new resident to our community. She talked about how to prevent breast cancer by getting those checkups and also by having a physician to help you with your self-examinations. Also, I had on Nancy Hale, Secretary for the Troup County Saddle Club, as she talked about the upcoming 4th annual Ride for American Cancer Society. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go out and patronize those events, and by all means, again, I want you to come back and join us for more of City Week.